It's unfalcon believable coverage that you won't get anywhere else. This is BG24 Sports.
Good evening and welcome to BG24 Sports. I'm Jacqueline Elliott. Coming up tonight, we will put Sports Director Kelly Hart in the hot seat for Sports Rapid Fire. But before we get to that, we have two special guests here with us this evening, Jude Barima and Aaron Foster of the football team. Guys, thanks for joining us.
No problem.
So, first off, we're going to start off with last season. I mean, you guys had a great season, 8-5, big improvement. So, what made this season different for you guys?
I think what made this season special is the fact that we were an experienced group and we were coming back and we knew how it felt to lose, and we didn't want that feeling anymore. So we just made up our minds that we were going to take a step up and try to take this program to the next level. And cohesively as a team, we came together and we did some good things in the off season that allowed us to gain some momentum for the season coming up, and we were able to do some good things. And I mean, as far as, you know, our improvements go, it's just a testament to our coaching staff, our strength coaches, our work that we do as players in the off season. Pretty much that's what success came off.
Sounds good. You want to add anything, Aaron?
You know, we just worked really hard in the off season and it continued through the regular season, and guys figured out what their roles were and they did it to the best of their ability, and it was just a total buy-in from the team.
Okay. So what do you guys think was the best game of this season and why?
Well, for me, the best game of the season would have been the Ohio game. You know, it was at their house. We were on ESPN. It was a night game. It was the only game on TV, so we knew a lot of people were watching. I believe they actually had a blackout that game, and we went all white, so it's kind of like clashing, yin and yang, if you will. But, you know, things went right for us that game, and we ended up coming out with a win, and it was a big win. They were a ranked team coming off a couple great wins at the beginning of the season, and we took them down.
Yeah, for me, definitely as well, Ohio game. Just the atmosphere and the emotion that we brought to that game, and the intensity. I think, you know, we took that game very, very seriously, and I don't think they thought we were going to come out with that type of intensity. And we just, a lot of things did end up going out right for us, but just the emotion that came with that game, being that we've never beaten them since at least us two have been here, and going down to their house on national television in front of everybody, it was definitely a big way to showcase what we had this season.
Are like the night games for you guys like more fun? Does it bring out like a lot more energy because, you know, it's the night game under the lights, stuff like that?
Yeah, I love it. I mean, anytime we get a chance to play on national TV, whether it's Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, it's football. You know, at the end of the day, we have to go out there, we have to give it our best, and we have to make sure we come out with the result we want, which is a win. So, yeah, I'm definitely excited every time we get to play a night game.
Personally, for me, night games, it just builds up a lot of anticipation for me. Because you go through the whole day, you sleep in late, and you just have a lot of anticipation in the game. You're playing at 8 o'clock, but you still have meetings, you have downtime, you have meetings again, you have meals. And then the game finally comes and, you know, you're ready to unleash.
Right. So going off of that, what was the worst game you guys think you guys had this season?
The worst game by far was the Kent State game because that was probably the biggest game here at Bowling Green in a long time. We were in position to capture a MAC title championship, the MAC East, and we fell short. We came short. And for us, that was one thing where our goal this year was to win the MAC East, and we came short. And for it to be such a heartbreaking loss with the circumstances at stake, it was definitely the worst game for me.
Well, I probably have the same answer as Jude, but I'll switch it up. Because we go to Bowling Green, it's always bad to lose to your rival, which is the team down south, Toledo. So, you know, anytime you lose to them, it instantly becomes one of the worst games of the season. So that's what I'm gonna go with.
Okay, so I know you were talking about the MAC, MAC East. You guys also got a bowl bid this season to the Military Bowl. What was that experience like for you guys?
Oh, the bowl game was great. It was a big reward. You know, we had a good season, and to be rewarded with the privilege of going to a bowl game, that was definitely very nice. We got to go to Washington, D.C., the nation's capital. Got to see a lot of good things. It's a very historic city. There's a lot of history behind it. We got to see the White House, the Capitol building. We got to visit a lot of places, but most of all, we were there for a purpose, and that's to play in the game. And we got to see everything that's affiliated with the Military Bowl. A lot of times you go to these bowl games and you don't realize that the sponsorship behind it or the name behind the bowl game is just the name. But there's a lot of people behind the scenes that work to make that event go. So it was great to be able to meet those people and talk and mingle with those people.
Aaron?
The bowl game for me was pretty great. You know, I've been to D.C. once before, but I didn't really remember it. So it was great to get back around the monuments and learn about our nation's capital. Another great thing about it is the hospitality. You know, we were the main attraction there, so they treated us like kings when we were there. Food was great, fed you all the time, you know. So, yeah, the steak was great. So, yeah.
That's cool. I mean, a lot of teams don't get the chance to experience bowl games. So you guys being able to do that, and especially in a city like Washington and get to see all those different sites probably was really exciting. So what's some things that you guys want to work on for next season?
I know personally we just want to make sure that we have good team depth. You know, we all have starters at positions, but we want to make sure we have guys behind them that can come in and do exactly what they're doing and not miss a beat. So I think team depth is the most important thing for us.
Sounds good to me.
For me, it's just building off of last season and the season prior to that. If you look at it, 2-10 in 2010, 5-7 in 11, last year 8-5. We still have a step to go to take forward to win the MAC championship. At the end of the day, it's either championship or bust, you know, because that's our goal and that's what we're all in for, and that's to win the championship. So closing the deal, close games, and just winning those games that will put us in a position to be in the MAC title and win it. That's the main goal for this season coming up.
Well, that sounds good to me. When we return, we'll continue talking to Jude and Aaron of the football team. Stay with us. Welcome back. For those of you who are just joining us, I'm here with Jude Barima and Aaron Foster of the football team. Guys, we're going to pick up with a little spring game action. So I know the game was orange and white. What team were you guys on?
I was a part of the orange team.
I was a part of the white team.
And for the viewers who weren't there, please let us know who won that game.
The orange team dominated the white team, I'd say.
So how you feel about that, Jude? What happened?
They got the best of us. You know, we came out a little slow. They came out with a lot of intensity, and they kind of got up on us early, and it was hard for us to come back. But, I mean, big ups to them. They came out. It was competitive. It was like they were on another team to us, and we competed. And the outcome, I mean, was what it was.
Aaron?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that the teams were even, regardless of what people think. But, yeah, I think our guest coach just called some really good plays. You know, he called an onside kick, a couple scores into the game, and, you know, that really kept the intensity up for us, and we just kept rolling.
Okay. So after this game, what do you guys feel you need to improve upon as a team?
Just building. Every step of the way you want to build on what you have. I mean, we had a good spring. A lot of young guys were able to step up. And for us older guys, it was a chance to improve and build ourselves some momentum going into fall camp and the summer workouts. And I feel like we did a lot of good things, but there's also a lot of room for improvement because last year built a lot of expectations, and now it's going to be time to meet those expectations. And the teams are gonna look out for us this year. We're not gonna sneak up on nobody. So it's gonna be on us to work harder and put ourselves in positions to be successful.
I think the biggest thing for us would be to be consistent. You know, we know how good we can be, and we know how good we are, but we need to make sure we bring that for 12 games into the championship game, into the bowl game. So that's what we need to do.
Okay, Jude, I know you're talking about last season, the expectations that are on you guys. Mm-hmm. Last season, you guys were ranked really high nationally, defensively. Mm-hmm. And recently, there was a report that was saying you guys were going to be ranked lower at about 19 out of 25 going into next season. So why do you think that they ranked you guys so low?
I think they looked at the fact that we lost two great players on our defense, Chris Jones and Dwayne Woods. They've been, staples on our defense for the past 4 years. And they did a great job, but what they didn't realize is that except for those two, we were bringing everybody back. And we have a lot of experience coming back. Most of us who were young 2 years ago, now we're the older guys, and we've been in the same system now since we've been here, and we know how to play good defense. You know, we were on that same defense last year, and we know what it takes to be a good defense. And I mean, when it comes to rankings and all of that stuff, we don't look too much into that. We know what we're capable of. We trust in each other. We believe in each other. And as long as we're able to, you know, run around and execute, we'll be fine. We'll be right back at the top again.
A story like that, I know personally it makes me hungry, and I know the other guys on my team, it makes them hungry too, because a lot of mid-major teams will probably be happy to be ranked 19 out in the top of the top 25, but right. We know how much better we can be and how much better we are, so it's just going to keep us hungry throughout the off-season, into fall camp and into the next season to get back up to around the top 2 defense.
That sounds good. I hope you guys can do that. I'm sure you can. I've been to a couple games. I know you guys can get it done. Definitely. So let's talk a little bit about Coach Clausen. He just signed his contract extension recently, so congrats to Coach Clausen. So how's it, you know, playing with him?
It's been great. I mean, Coach recruited the both of us. I mean, most of us guys on the team right now were recruited by Coach Clausen. And I mean, for him to get that extension, it assures the future for this program. And it also lets us know that we're going to have some stability here. But besides that, we still got, our goal is still to win the MAC championship. And I mean, we're working every day, and I know he's ready to help us to get there.
Aaron?
Coach Clausen, when we came in, he preached a family atmosphere, and him signing this extension just assures me that, you know, we're keeping our family together and everybody's going to stay together through it all. So.
Sounds good. Well, let's have a little fun. So if you guys could play at any college venue, where would you play?
We play at some decent college venues. We play at some of the best. I mean, we've been to the Swamp down in Florida. We went to Lane Stadium at Virginia Tech. When I was my freshman year, we went to the Big House. We went to West Virginia. But being from Columbus, playing in the Horseshoe against the Buckeyes would be great because, you know, going back home. But other than that, we still got some pretty good games coming up this season. We go down to Mississippi State in Starksville, get to play against them. And we got a challenge in 2014 in Wisconsin up in Madison. So I've been pretty content on all the venues we played at.
I'm a Michigan man. And I don't want to sound too cliche, but I want to go to Ford Field. I've never played there before, so, you know, the only way to get there is get to the championship. And so kill 2 birds with 1 stone with that one. So.
Right. Well, I wish you guys the best of luck coming up in the 2013 fall season. Yeah. Thank you, Jude and Aaron, for joining me tonight. When we return, we'll sit down with Kelly Hart for a Sports Rapid Fire. Stay with us. Welcome back, guys. I'm here with Sports Director Kelly Hart, and we're going to have a little rapid fire. Kelly, will you get about a minute to respond to each question? So, first topic is the WNBA draft.
Okay, WNBA draft. We all knew who was going to be number 1. It's going to be Brittany Griner. She did. She was number 1, went to Phoenix Mercury. I think the bigger thing was who was going to go second. Was it going to be Skylar Diggins or was it going to be Elena Del Donne? And I was thinking it was going to be Skylar, but it was Elena. She's going to the Chicago Sky. Skylar Diggins going to Tulsa Shock. And I was a little surprised by that. You know, Skylar put on a show at Notre Dame. I thought she was better, but I think it was a height situation.
I was definitely expecting her to go a little higher than 4. I mean, 4 is a good start for, you know, a good place for her to go, but I was definitely expecting her to go like 2 or 3.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
That's interesting.
Yes. All right.
And the next topic is going to be the recent NBA awards given out. What's your thoughts on that?
All right, we all know, it's not happened yet. MVP is going to be LeBron James, 100%. I think everyone thinks that. He's played in 76 games this season and shot below 50% just 12 times. He's a basketball machine. And I think his teammates help him a lot. You know, it's the best 3 people right there, you know, with Wade. And I just think he's unstoppable.
Yeah, and then also Carmelo Anthony is up for the scoring award. I mean, he's also just been putting up crazy numbers for every game. So congrats to those guys on that. And next up, we have BG Baseball.
BG Baseball, they had a tough start. I think they went on a 7-game losing streak, but they're coming back now. They're on a 4-game win streak. And I think the big thing with that is that they have a couple guys shooting above or hitting above 500 right now. So I think they're getting back into the swing of things. The rough start, you know, maybe weather here. I don't know. I guess that's my best bet, and just getting back into the swing of things.
Yeah, I know a lot of their games were canceled earlier in the season, so that was kind of rough. And then we're gonna go on to BG Softball.
Softball, they're on fire right now. They're 21-15. I think the thing they're struggling with right now is just the MAC. It's a tough conference. It's one of the harder ones they have to play in. And Paige Berger just broke the home run record, and she's their rock right now. She just keeps swinging them out of the park. And I think that if she stays healthy and keeps doing what she's doing, I think you know, they need to get back in the MAC, and maybe they have a chance to run with the MAC. They just got to get a couple more wins under their belt in the MAC.
And next up, Masters.
All right, that was an exciting Masters weekend. I was pretty into that. Adam Scott obviously came up big, got the green jacket. I think if Tiger Woods wouldn't have got that stupid deduction, I don't know if it's stupid or not, but he got that little deduction that set him back. I think if it wasn't for that deduction, he definitely would have won. But it was exciting, you know, a little turn of events there, and I was glad to see Adam Scott get the first title for Australia.
Works for me. Well, that's the last of the sports show. That's the last of the sports show for the semester. Thanks for joining us. For next semester, tune in tomorrow for another installment of BG24 News. But first, we're going to go to break.